All right, my friends, Airbusters Season 1 is here, and as the number one free-to-play player, this is probably one of my most favorite events, and we're going to break it all down for you in today's episode and guide. Thank you for tuning in. As always, if you enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. On top of that, if you got a question, if you got a comment, let me know, because I'd love to hear from you. As always, we plan to break down the game mode, give you all the tips and tricks that you need to know, and look at that. Already our very first run, we were actually close to about top 5%. Now we're about 10, and we're going to break it all down in today's episode and go for that run as well for you here today. So let's get into it. Airbusters Season 1. Now, I came out with the first top 1% guide in the original Airbusters episodes. Now we got a new one. We do have some changes, and I absolutely love exactly what we've done. So let's talk about this first and foremost. So a couple things here. As always, you can go to the information piece here and see these things here: the Cuckoo Town Squares, Airbusters, face monsters, fix errors in the Cuckoo Town Square. As an error buster, you will have to deal damage to monsters and earn points. Bust these monsters, collect those points, and become the ultimate error buster. Absolutely, that's what we want to do. There are a total of 2 seasons, and each season features different season cookies and bug fixes. Very important. This is where we get into a lot of the strategy. Now, on top of that, Airbusters season cookies, in Airbusters, you cannot use your team of cookies as you'll be provided with special season cookies. Each player will have the same stats as season cookies, have fixed levels and promotion ranks. This game mode is not affected by external buffs, stats such as guild buffs, sugar gnome, laboratory bonds, landmarks, etc. For the list of cookies available for each season, you can check season cookies. We will check that out. Airbusters swapping cookies. Selecting cookies in Airbusters requires both luck and strategy. Exactly. Like I said, a total of 5 cookies are selected randomly when entering the battle. You can swap a surviving cookie with another one when you reach the cookie swapping waypoint. The battle will continue after selecting a cookie to swap within the time limit. If you do not select this cookie to swap or select the current surviving cookie, the cookie will remain in your team and have their HP restored. This one is also key because that's part of your strategy. Select the cookies you want to have in your team to bust those errors, my friends. Very key. Bug fix errors or fix effects. Feeding monsters in Airbusters grants you bug fix points. Acquired bug fix points are displayed on the gauge in the upper left, and completing it allows you to select a bug fix effect. You can select one bug fix effect that helps you in battle out of the 3 within the time limit. A random effect will be selected if the time runs out. Bug fix points are applied for the duration of a single round, and select effects that will make your team stronger. So keep that in mind. Now, here are the rewards. You get data fragments. Attacking monsters in Airbusters will drop data fragments. And with these, you can upgrade your passive effects. Upgraded passive effects are applied for the entirety, both the same, of seasons 1 and 2. Keep that in mind. This is big. Golden beetle coins deal damage to enemies in Airbusters to make them drop golden beetle coins. You can exchange golden beetle coins for various items. Protocol upgrades here. Protocol upgrades. This is new to a certain extent. We'll talk about this in a second. You have use data fragments to upgrade your protocols. Protocols affect your cookie's attack, defense, crit damage. After reaching a certain level, you will be able to augment your protocols too. The augmentation is the new piece here. Protocol augmentation. Use protocol data fragments to augment your protocols. Depending on the augmented effects, you can activate set bonus effects for combinations 2 to 5 effects. See set effects for more details. We'll talk about that. We also have battle effects here. The following effects are activated in Cuckoo Town Square's Airbusters: healing minus 65%, HP shield capacity minus 65%, enemy debuff resist plus 40%. If you apply a passive skill to an ally, the skill is applied once. You first assign them to your team. So keep that in mind. So very, very important here, my friends. There's a lot of information here that's very key. Some of the things that we didn't get to, I will share with you so that you are prepared, because this is the guide that you need to know and be aware of. Now, a couple things here. As always, again, we do have the shop. Here is where you can use these pieces right here, the golden beetles that I talked about. Key is going to depend on what you want to do. If you want Pavilion of Promise, cream crystals, this is for the cream ferret. don't forget that. It's going to be a speed up. If you want to get that ferret faster, you can definitely do that. If you're looking for these Choco Chalk, many of you asked me about this. You come here and you can get more Choco Chalk out of Error Busters. Additionally, you can, if you want to, buy more of the other tickets. I don't suggest doing that, at least right now, because what you should do, and we'll talk about this in a second, is not that. Here is the other piece, the augments. This is the protocol effects. When you get to level 30, you can then unlock these pieces. So this is also key. As you move around, you can pick one of these across each of these parts. So don't forget that right there. This is brand new. You also have set effects here as well that you can see. 2 set, 3 set, 4 set, 5 set. Don't forget that. That's the attack protocol rune set. You got an HP set here, and you have a crit set. So there is going to be strategy as things evolve for you here. We'll definitely break that down in additional episodes that you can check out. A great way to do that is like and subscribe and turn on notifications, my friends. So, all right, let's get back to that because that's very important. I wanted to call those pieces out. Now, as you can see right here, I actually got to this without any of the protocol upgrades. So a couple of strategies that I want to talk through. I have a balanced blended strategy going on right now. Now, what does that mean? That means I'm kind of putting points into each thing. You can absolutely do that. It's going to do a few things. It's going to increase your attack and increase your survivability, which can be a good longer term strategy. The other one that you can think about is more of a focus fire strategy. You could be more focused on attack. You could be more focused on crit. You could be more focused on HP. The faster you get this to level 30, the faster you're going to be able to augment here as well. As you're doing this in this race here, which lasts about 12 days, it's already been out for 12 hours. That is going to be key, almost full day actually, in terms of those pieces. So I want to give you some preemptive strategies because that is where you're going to decay. Now, the number one thing that you absolutely need to do is absolutely use your Error Busters tickets. You want to do that if you're a free-to-play player like myself and not going to spend crystals. Yes, many of you always say that. Yes, I have 3 million plus. You can watch an ad and do refills that way as well. So want to share those pieces there with you. Absolutely make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're doing your upgrades. Now, here is the next thing that's also going to matter. In terms of these pieces, the data fragments, it is capped at 300 per run. And on top of that, the golden beetles here are capped at 100 per run as well, I believe. So very, very important. The way and the reason why mine is higher is there's a 100% data fragment piece that is one of the amazing bug fixes, my friends, looking for the terminology. That is there. I also always recommend grabbing that in the early game so that you can increase these things and increase your score. It does make a difference. It's one of my favorite things to grab while we're playing. Now, you can look at my records here. Originally, this was my very first run and one of my better runs as well that I've had. So that is very, very key in terms of those pieces. The other thing here that's also key for you to understand and know, time's going to matter, score's going to matter, damage matters. A couple things on this here as well. Here are some new pieces on the bug fixes. This is the 100% data fragments that I'm talking about. That is not, going back to the beetles, 100% golden beetle coins. So I was able to grab those fragments and put those in, adding that in there. Now, why did I show these runs? Because there's some new things here. Some of those new things is this right here. We have an even more epic bug fix to pay attention to. The other things here is we have new ones like Vial of Raging Dunes. We have more of these amazing ones there. The other thing that you do have to pay attention to are other pieces. Where are you? Let's see if we have it here. Change all bug fix effects to random rare plus effects. Love it. Amazing. And the other one here, if I have it, is heals allies by 30% and revives fallen cookies. They have a ton of new things in here, my friends. Lots of different strategy to think about. You can also do swaps on your cookies as well, which I've also done. Just here it is right there. Change epic or lower random cookies. Be careful. It will absolutely rebalance your team. Or change it. It will absolutely randomize all that stuff. It will also randomize the bug fixes, big callouts, big changes. Pay attention. Now, a couple things that you can see here. Look at how my teams are being built. Before we come back to that, I just want to show you one other thing. Season cookies. These are the season cookies that we can take advantage of here. We have the ancient, legendary, dragon, and beast. You can see each of them right here. That is a lot that you get access to. We also have a ton of super epic and special ones. Oh, look at that. The ferret's in there as well. And then here are all your epic cookies and your rare cookies. So very important to check this out. Be aware of what's going on and think about how you're building your team. Couple of key things that I've seen here so far, and again, this is our first guide and the collective guide of Error Busters, not the 1% yet, so stay tuned for that because we're going to get there as a free-to-play player. And subscribing and liking is a good way to stay in touch. Now, going back to our ranking here, not that one. Records, couple things here. You can see how we designed our team. Look at this. I really like Creme Brulee. I like a healer in there. I really do like Rebel Cookie and some form of a defense cookie. This one was my best team and output in terms of damage. If I would have had maybe a couple other one of these, maybe it would have changed a little bit differently. When you get to the end boss, that end boss is just literally dealing tons and tons of damage. You get a bar. Keep going, my friends. At some point, you will cap out. What do we mean by that? If we look at the ranking, these rankings right here, my friends, these people are capping out at this time score right there all the way across the board. You do see some better, faster times and some higher damage. Now look at that, into the billions of where these players are at. Very impressive, very cool. Probably have a lot more upgrades, potentially pay-to-play players as well. Now, a couple of things around this that's super important. As a free-to-play player, one, you absolutely want to do this. You get great rewards like this. I want to get the Town Square Ultimate Buster this time around and get in that top 1%. Here is exactly what you need to get there. Certainly achievable as a free-to-play player. Couple things around that as well, and why I like this event so much as a free-to-play player. It's balanced, my friends. It's absolutely balanced. The only thing that is not balanced is the fact that you can keep doing this and spend into your crystals and those kinds of things. You do get 5 refreshes there. It is capped from that perspective, but that would be the one thing. It's a fair, balanced piece. If you're a new player, a veteran player, just like it said at the beginning, all cookies are at the same level, which is very important. None of my research as a long-term player is going to count, which makes it fair, in my opinion. Again, now we're top 10%. So with that, my friends, that is a complete walkthrough of Error Busters Season 1. I want to say thank you because we're going to run into our second part here, which is actually doing a run for you. And I want to say, if this is where you're tuning out, and I hope that's not the case because we're going to do a live run here, is thank you. Make sure to like and subscribe. It's a great way to support the channel, along with a ton of other ways down below in the description, the details. Now it's time for us to move into our battle, my friends. I'm super excited about this, to run this live for you. Now, a couple things to understand. First and foremost here, we do have the shuffles. You get this after you do 3 runs. I want to make sure I had 3 runs in here for you so that you could see a couple of these different things. Now, in terms of the team, you know what? This isn't a terrible start team. We got a healer. We got a super epic cookie here. We got 2 up front and 1 damage dealer. We have a multi-hit one, which is important for a couple of the bosses. However, we like to spin. I'm always fine with reshuffling the board there, my friends. Now look at this. We have Creme Brulee out of the gate. This is one of my favorite cookies, particularly for this mode, particularly for later, because we hit a ton of bosses. So I'm going to keep with this one, and we're going to run with it because that's what we're doing here today. Now, as we're doing that, I just want to say cheers, and that we have a swag and merch store as always, which is a great way. Okay, couple things here. We got bug fix effect cooldown. I do like that one. We can do magic candy or magic and bomber cookies better. We're gonna go with this, even though that's not necessarily the best for Creme Brulee, but let's do that. I tend to prioritize damage. I tend to prioritize cooldown. Now, that's not a swap that we want. We're going to keep Creme Brulee here. Keeping Creme Brulee, again, in this case, would give Creme Brulee a nice little buff. Now here we do have cookies crit damage. We got amplify buff, movement speed. We're going to go with crit damage. There we go. Here we go. Perfect. We get a great healer here. Now, in that situation, might not have been terrible, actually, to go with Peach Blossom. Now we got HP shield capacity, recover, and allies gain HP shield equal to 25% of the Cookie's max health, HP for seconds at the start of a wave. We're going to go with this one instead. I do like the increase, however, not exactly what we need. Swaps here, not great necessarily. It could be in terms of strategy. I'm going to stick with our buddy here, Shroomy, for now. Now, here's our first boss. Now, some of the reasons why you're seeing these things get smoked so fast is literally the fact that we've upgraded all this stuff. Now, we have a change all of our buggy fix. I like that. We get range and ambush cookies with that, except I'm going to do this to try and boost everything else. Or we summon a meteor. I'm going to go summon a meteor, actually. If that would have been a little bit later, might have been a better one for us to do. All right, so I like Elder Fairy. We're going to grab Elder Fairy here. Extra damage for each 0.4% of attack speed. I like that one as well. Now, again, this is going pretty quick just because of the fact that we've dealt so much damage already and upgraded those cookies a ton. So epic cookies, attack plus, defense plus. I like all that. We're going to go with this because we got a lot of epics in here and that boost creme brulee. Here's the Choco Planet one. This is the one that I was talking about that's important because you get all the hits. That is very, very key early game to get through. There we go. Now, defense and range cookies up 80%. Heals allies by 30 or extra true damage equal to 30% damage dealt by cookies with attack speed increased by 20% or higher. Now, these two combos would be so nice. We're going to go with this one. Let's put it in there and try and get this one later, because we're still going to get some hopeful attack speed increase. We'll stay here. We could switch to the Ferret, which is going to boost a ton of other things. But I do like PV as a healer. And the Ferret's awesome, by the way. If you want to go in on all in on attack. There we go. All right, crit damage, true damage equal to 10% of damage dealt. Ooh, I like both of these. Tough one, depending on the build. We do have the extra damage. Let's go with true damage. I'm going to stick on the attack for now, not the crit. And again, this is how your strategy can evolve over time as you may move from attack into crit more and focus on the amplified damage from that perspective as well. Instead of going crit or attack, you might also want to go deeper into that crit damage as well. So very, very key pieces. Here we're going to stay because it's creme brulee. I'd love to get Rebel in there because that just absolutely shreds a lot of our opponents. Change epic or lower. We're not going to do that. I'll do the Vial of Raging Dunes activated every 20 seconds. If we would do that, that'd reset our entire team. It's a good one if you don't have a lot of the cookies that you want. This Shadow Milk can be a challenge here. Again, depending on how quickly you can rip through this boss. Right now, we're doing okay. Creme Brulee, again, being the key one. Now that we've lost PV, it's a huge problem. I'm going to switch over here, because now we don't have any healers. Hopefully we can get a revive. Restore 30% of the team's HP whenever an ally cookie falls if the last cookie goes in there. Summon lightning or attack defense. Let's do that one. A great one. Again, being able to survive through some of this damage might be a challenge now without our healer. We'll see. This may be the end with Abalone Cookie's Aqua Mech. If not, if we can pick up a revive and survive, that is going to be key to our success. Oh, bad way for us to end. However, with that, we did get the cap at 300 and 100. So not terrible. With that, also a great run, because at that point, maybe another 5-10 minutes of today's video, which I'd like. and hopefully you would as well. Anyway, regardless, a quick, fast, furious. Now, with that, my friends, that does conclude our episode for today. I got a ton of points that I need to go spend and more runs that I need to get to, and certainly you do as well. Today we covered Airbusters Season 1, a complete guide with all the new changes, all the key pieces to pay attention to, key tips and tricks for you to get out of the gate and be successful. And we're going to head on and work towards that 1% again as the top #1 free-to-play player. And with that, thank you. Thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the likes and the subs as we continue to grow this amazing community. And as always, thank you to our members. We do have memberships available to you. On top of that, we do have affiliate links and a swag and merch store, all very nice ways to support the channel, my friends. So thank you for that. And don't forget our socials, at me, chat me, stay connected, my friends. Since this is the My Cookie update, love to see you in the Discord server, sharing your cookies in there, your OC as always. And on top of that, hearing from you with all our lovely ways to stay connected. With that, get out there. Best of luck in Airbusters Season 1. I do want to see the scores. I should have said that as well because it's a lot of fun. And good luck in this event. We'll see you again soon with more content as always. Till next time, keep on running.